So, your uncle. What's wrong with him?
He's possessed.
As in the devil?
Something like that. He says a dark man is following him, watching him at all times.
What do you make of it?
It's nonsense, of course, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me. You see, it runs in my family.
Possession?
No, Detective. Deteriorating melancholy. Practically every member of the Hartwood family is driven mad before they grow old.
But Jeremy didn't kill himself. Is that why he's at your setup?
Despite being convinced that he is truly possessed, he decided to put his last chips on Dr. Gray and his psychoanalysis, figuring he might stumble upon some cure.
You mentioned the letter.
I received a disturbing letter from Jeremy accusing the staff and all the other patients of being involved in some cult. And now they are also out to get him.
Could it be real? Or is it all just in his head?
It's a story he tells himself, Mr. Carnby. Anything to avoid the truth.
Which is?
That we're all terribly insignificant. That people mean so very little to one another. That there is no one out to get Jeremy Hartwood because he isn't worth getting.
Here we are.
My uncle's not well, Mr. Carnby. I want to make sure he's all right.
Then what's my part in this? You couldn't get a cab?
I just wouldn't feel safe going alone. Did you bring a gun?
Yeah. You think it'll actually come to that?
No. But you might need to wave it around depending on how agreeable the staff will be.
What exactly are we gonna do when we find Jeremy?
I don't know. Let's just find him first.
Hello?
It's so quiet. Where is everyone?
This is a big place. Maybe they're on the other side of the house.
Stay here. I'll have a look.
Hello and welcome to the developer commentary for Alone in the Dark. My name is Mikael Hedberg and I'm the creative director. You just watched the intro to our game and it contains a lot of things that you can see harkens back to original from 1992. This is sort of a common way for us to proceed. You will notice that going forward, while hearing more of this commentary, that we often start out with something that we found in the original. And then we put a little spin on it. And the most obvious one in the intro is the frog trying to cross the road. In the original, it just crosses the road and it narrowly escapes the car, but in our game, it gets caught by an alligator and eaten. That pretty much sums up how we treated the original.
Well, I don't think I'll be able to get in there.
Hello, my name is Rickard Ryberg. I'm the art director for Alone in the Dark. Welcome to Dersero. Our version of Dersero is inspired by an old plantation, Belgrove, in Louisiana. Unfortunately, it's not standing today, but it uses a mix of Greek revival and Italian architectural style. And if you look closely here in the kitchen garden, you might spot some of it.
This must be older than Derceto. They've built the house around it.
Inside the conservatory, we get our first taste for one of our main themes in the game, which is man versus nature, or human psyche versus nature. It's presented with this kind of on-the-nose metaphor of a giant tree kept inside a metal steel cage, which is this conservatory. You will find more of this theme throughout the game, but nowhere is it ever as on the nose as it is here.
I'll just take this.
So now we're properly inside Derceto. And since this is the start of the game, we don't have our character set up yet properly. So we don't have anything good or bad. We don't have any suspicion on anyone. So we wanted to play on the idea of it might not be a great idea to just break in somewhere. So both Emily and Edward are supposed to be normal people, and you don't normally go around breaking into places that you're not allowed. So here we try to keep a little bit of that tension and maybe...
Every day your silence weighs a little heavier. It's been a difficult year for everyone, and many have lost all hope. I read in the papers about people suffering. Pictures of dust-covered landscapes without a drop of water. I wish I knew if you were still tending the earth or if you had turned your back against us. I have started to look for help elsewhere. I pray you will tell me if I am going down a path that you find...
keep the normality while exploring. So in Mag's room, we find her family Bible, where she's made a few notes. We find out she has a complex relationship to faith, and it involves Christianity and also some exploration of voodoo, which is, of course, an interesting and colorful piece or theme for New Orleans. So we definitely wanted to include that. Here we find her searching for meaning, but also a way out. She, of course, is working from the background of living through the Depression and the Dust Bowl in the United States. So this is our first taste for other faiths and even the seed for the cult that she will eventually become a part of.
When the player first arrive at the Desero, it's late sunset and the sun is setting. We chose this time of day because we wanted to use thick God rays through almost each window to emphasize the atmosphere, and also what we were after was to really convey the warmth and the sweaty atmosphere from the deep southern.
Oh, and there is some rats here just for the atmosphere. In the original game, when you see a 3D character in the game, it was meant for something, so I thought this one also could attack me. But yeah, that's good that it is only for the atmosphere. I like the fact that you start the game from the first floor, which seems so more natural.
Please do not touch the boiler. It is working after all. While the sabotage has caused a leak, only the decorative plate has been completely ruined. Let's wait for Mr. Chance to turn up and he can take a look at the leak. Mr. Waits.
Than what I did for the first version, because as I wanted the player just get out of the house, I needed to set it in another location, so that's why we started from the attic. But in this version, it sounds so more natural.
Lottie's room is probably the first room where we properly...
Sunday, June 22nd. I spent all day looking for Jeremy. I should have cared for the others, but I'm scared that he will do something irreversible. Cassandra is upset that I didn't give her the latest shipment of pain medication that Waits brought from the post office yesterday. I would have given it to her, but the company didn't send a new key this time around, so the box is just sitting there on my desk. They must have figured we had plenty of their gimmicky keys by now. I only remember seeing one lately. Grace was playing with it inside the grand parlor. Unless it turns up by itself, it will have to wait. I have to figure out where Jeremy is. I think Jack knew something. That dog of his found a strange rot permeating the house. She's showing us, he said. Like those blots and streaks of fetid rot was talking to him.
How much the design of the room itself tells you about the character. We clearly see that Lottie is a part of the staff. She has her dress up. She doesn't have... too many frivolous things. She's quite a serious person, and yeah, it also leans in and tells us a little bit about how and who she might be even before we have met her.
Wait, don't.
Excuse me? Do you know where I can find Jeremy Hartwood?
Of course not.
McCarthy, what are you doing? I told you not to lose sight of the girl.
Don't you worry, Mags. I'll find that little rascal.
Who are you people? What are you doing here?
I'm sorry about all this, but I'm looking for my uncle. His name is Jeremy Hartwood.
What are you doing, child? You shouldn't be alone. Go find McCarthy.
Who are you? Are you here for the Fey Dodo?
Go upstairs now.
My name is Emily Hartwood. I'm the niece of Jeremy Hartwood. This is Detective Carnby.
The police? Why are you here?
No, I'm a private investigator. Sorry to bother you. My client's worried about her uncle. He's a patient here at Derceto. If you don't mind, could you direct us where to find him?
No, I can't. Jeremy has gone missing. If you leave your information, I will make sure to contact you.
Wait, he ran away?
No, he won't leave the house. He's around here somewhere, and both of our orderlies are looking for him.
That's unacceptable. Where's Dr. Gray? I want to speak with him immediately.
Fine, I'll ask him. Wait here and don't touch anything.
Do you want to see Jeremy's room?
Can you show us?
Follow me.
Thank you. Strange kid.
Let's look around, see what we can find.
Here in Jeremy's room, you can see a lot of paintings and sculptures, which is made by...
Every night the dark man stands opaque at the threshold of my room, counting the days until my spirit spills out of my tired shape. Only his pallid mask.
Jeremy himself. Him being a kind of a madman, we tried to picture it through the theme of the room as well, mixing these geometric shapes and general chaos. And also a fun note is also the use of dark ebony throughout the room, which is symbolic for the darkness within and dark.
Have you ever seen anything like this? Looks like a talisman.
You mean like this one?
Can you find me a knife to cut the canvas? I want to take this with me.
You want to take the painting? Sure, I'll find one.
I found this tube as well. Should keep it safe for you. Do you want to carry it or should I? Miss Hartwood? Emily?
I'll take it. Thank you.
We're done here, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know how to do any of this.
Listen, I think we should talk to Dr. Gray. He must know something about what's going on around here.
Okay. Let's do that.
Come on, I don't want to be here all night.
Detective Carnby? Where did...